Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My goal for this is to do just a brief journal with me. This is the journal that I had made from Junk Journal July last year that I ended up not finishing. I made it from a tutorial from Meg Journals. Their video is here on YouTube, so you can easily find that. But my goal is to finish this journal. It's like my first handmade journal, so I would like to at least finish it. So we're going to do a little journal with me. And part of what's fun with this is that I have not planned anything. Normally I pull out a bunch of stuff. I did not do that this time. I just kind of wanted to follow my intuition as to what I thought I needed to do, and see where that led me. I do have some papers that I have made, as well as some papers that I know I have gotten from others, but I don't remember where I got a lot of my journaling supplies that are here in my office. So I apologize, I cannot share the resources for all of it for that reason. I have this little vintage Valentine that I think I would like to use. I really like the artwork and the simplicity of the drawings. So I think that that would be something fun, and I might just include it here. I don't know that I need it to, I don't necessarily need it to open. So I'm probably just going to staple it down. This journal is fairly stuffed with things, so it's becoming a little bit difficult to adhere stuff, which is like the best kind of journal, I'm sure, as a lot of you know. I have this, I've been using this as just like a scrap to like wipe my brush on, and these papers always end up pretty cool in my opinion. But I like the neon look there of that orange. I did want to share that my Patreon now has a my first energy healing video that I shared. I will be uploading it right before this. So that is bonus content that I am offering in addition to all of the journal prompts and tarot readings and things that I currently offer, as well as creative challenges. So head over there and check that out if you think that that is something that you would be interested in. I'm just looking through. I have like a little bin of scraps here on my desk. I also have like a whole drawer full over here. I'm doing this really abstract because we had a long weekend. Eloise was having issues with her allergies again, making her vomit. So that is where a lot of my energy went to this weekend. And I'll be honest, I have not had time or energy for much else. So here we are. So I'm just like grabbing scraps that look cool in my opinion to go together, and I'm thinking I might like put some words over top. I don't know if I'll actually draw anything on here. I'm also trying to stop like limiting myself with the rules that I sometimes impose on myself. Like I know when I first started journaling, I always had this idea that I had to have a person in it, or like a subject in a journaling thing. So I don't know that that necessarily needs to be the case. We can have anything in our journals, right? So I have some inked paper here. I am going to cut a little heart out. It's like one of my favorite things. I think I learned it from I think it was a 365 art prompt from Megan and the Moon and Art for a Spell. So just cutting shapes out of, like, I think that was cutting shapes out of painted paper, but you can cut shapes out of anything. It's one of those things that's like a perfect thing to do if like you need your practice to be like really low energy, which right now I do. I'm tired and I'm doing this. I recorded the energy healing video for my Patreon, and then this is kind of like a grounding practice for me to do after said healing video. So I've been obsessed. If you've been watching my stories, I have been obsessed lately with clouds. It's not really new information, but cloud shapes are always really fun. And one of the things I've been working a lot with has been abstract pages in my sketchbook. And one of the first layers that I do there is I do, oh my God, mind blank, is that I do, I draw with my Copic markers, and I draw shapes that I've seen in the clouds because I have to spend all this time driving my kids everywhere, which is not a problem at all. But you know, it's just nice to feel like I am engaged in something. So, I've been paying a lot of attention to clouds. I know that that is a part of, I think there's a scrying practice where I know there's a name for it. I don't remember the name, but if you think of like when you were a kid, if you ever like to lay on your back and just look at the shapes that are in the clouds, I think that, you know, we've all done that at least once. I personally used to think that the clouds was how God communicated with us, or the gods communicated with us, which is keeps life interesting, especially like, you know, I grew up driving on a lot of backcountry roads. As a kid, I lived in a very similar small town to where I live now, and now I'm like doing a lot of the same driving. Which is funny, didn't really think that that's how it would be, but life surprises us, right? So anyways, what it does is it helps me stay in the present moment. It engages me enough so that I can stay present with driving, so that I cannot get overwhelmed by like everything that I'm seeing. I kind of wanted to include this, but I don't know, you know, I can have it stick out here. I really like these journals because I really was going like balls to the wall with like having things poking out of it and staples. Anyways, so trying to recognize cloud shapes and just paying attention helps me. When I'm driving, it helps me to just not get bored. That's pretty much it. And I also really appreciate these shapes because when I've started studying these abstract works and doing this work in my sketchbook, and it makes it really fun because I can incorporate that into my sketchbook. One of the first things I do is I draw like shapes that I saw that day in the clouds, and that's like the first layer of like some of these pages. It makes the process really fun and engaging. So all of that to say, that is why I cut out a cloud shape. And I've been doing a lot more painting. I also got new inks and everything, so that is like something that you will see me incorporating more and more, is like my own painted papers, my own inks, things like that. Okay, here I have a little scrappy house that I collaged and stapled together from scraps. This is like one of my favorite methods of using up scraps, is like making shapes and collaging shapes. And houses are like my favorite thing to do that for. And I think that that makes it a really fun aesthetic. Okay, so I feel like this is almost done, but I wanted to adding in some Posca marker words here. My little signature star moth. I'm gonna do like a little funky outline of this cloud. So I wrote home is where our love is, and this says we may have our ups and downs, so I kind of read it together. We may have our ups and downs. Home is where our love is. This is something that I think is really powerful for me, especially my home, especially my home now with the family that I've built is really important and special to me. And so it's kind of, you know, this sacred space. And even though we have now purchased our own home, we've not always been homeowners, and we've definitely had to, the first like years of our marriage, and with having Oscar, we've had to move around a lot for my husband's job. And so we kind of have finally started to put down roots, but we always felt connected and felt like we were at home because we were together. And so this is a good little reminder, especially because life has been a little overwhelming lately. I also dropped some new paintings on my Etsy shop. They're little miniature mixed media paintings, and a couple of the new ones have some of this ink dyed fabric that I sewn onto the canvas, and I really love them, so go check those out if that's something you're interested in. Again, everything on my Etsy shop is very affordable and accessible, and if there's something that you love but the price point does not work for you, you can message me. We can work something out, or we can even set up a trade. I just love making art, and I love sharing it with all of you. This is my finished journal spread, something really easy and low maintenance to help ground me and to help me feel better on this Monday morning. I hope you guys have a lovely week. I will be back later with more journaling.